Hey everybody, Mr. Gill coming to you along with Riley over here, who's probably about to start taking a nap. So here, let's wrap up this week with Earth science. So first, most important thing, bonus trivia question. This bobblehead, I was very happy to see so many of you got it, is a combination of Deadpool and Bob Ross. I gotta say, if you don't know who Bob Ross is, this is the perfect time to look him up. He is the most calming, soothing, relaxing human to ever live. Just look up Bob Ross on YouTube, watch him paint a picture, and if you're feeling stressed out, I promise you will feel a little bit more calm. All right, other quick housekeeping things. Grades. Your grades are on jump rope, so go check. Works the same way it always did. And for the most part, if you are not passing, it's because you didn't do your work. So go back, do your work if you didn't do it. You can still get threes on it. It's not too late. And lastly, if you need to reassess those explanations, go ahead and do it. Email myself or Mr. T. The ones I've seen have been good. All those grades have gone up. So if you need a boost in your grade, that's the first step. Reassess those three explanations. All right, today we're going to start a brand new learning goal. Let's get started. So for our new learning goal, we're going to start taking a closer look at the sun. And one thing I find really interesting about the sun is it's one of those things that you experience every single day, but may not have given much thought about what's going on. So, for example, every day of your life, you've experienced the sun rising and the sun setting. But does that happen the exact same way every day? Does it rise and set in the same spot, or does it change every day? What do you think? Additionally, does the once it rises and travels across the sky and sets, does the sun take the exact same path every single day, or does it change? What do you think? Now, what's interesting is I bet some of you knew the answers to those questions, but I bet others of you never even thought about it until right now. And that's one of the great things science can do for us. It can help us kind of understand the meaning behind things we experience every single day. And that's very empowering to you as a human, to be able to look around the world you live in and say, I know why that happens. So let's take a closer look at these questions about the sun we were just asking with a video showing us what happens to the sun every single day. Okay, let's start trying to answer some of those questions we just asked, like, does the sun rise and set in the same spot every day? And does the sun take the same path across the sky every day? And since we don't have time to sit and watch the sun rise and set for a whole day, I got a video that's going to show it to you in fast forward. So this video is going to show the sun rise and set a few different times. Each time you see it, it's going to be a different month of the year. It'll tell you what month it is in the middle of the screen. A couple other things to know before I play it. You'll see when it starts that it's going to zoom out and the ground will kind of look slanted or like with a dip in the middle. That's just a camera trick so you can fit a wide space in one spot, but the ground does not actually look like that. Just a camera trick. You also see a W, S, and E in the bottom of the screen. That stands for west, south, and east. So that tells you what direction things are. In this case, the camera is pointed south, so we're looking south. North is behind us, east is on the left side of your screen, west is on the right. All right, let's see what happens to the sun as we go through different months of the year. All right, so we're starting in January, now we're into February, now we're in March, and we should already start to see a couple things. First, do you see it rising and setting in the same direction or same spot, or is it changing? And now we've hit June. And so summer solstice is a special day in June. We're going to talk about it later. And now we also should have noticed, is the sun taking the exact same path every day, or is it changing a little bit? All right, now we're getting closer to winter. We're at November now, December, and now the winter solstice, which is another special day we'll talk about later. Alright everybody, so we're going to break that video down with a few pictures here. So first, we should have seen that the direction the sun rose was the same every single day. What was that general direction the sun was rising in? It's right, the east every time. It also set in the same direction every single day. What direction was that the sun was setting in? That's right, the west. No matter what, sun always rises in the east, sets in the west, and sets in the west. All right, this is another way of looking at that same idea, and this is more what a regions question would show you as a diagram like this. So rather than being 2D like this one is 3D. So we can see that it's still showing the same idea though. This line right here is the path of the sun. You can assume that you're this house right here, and no matter what, the sun is still rising in the east and setting in the west. Doesn't matter if it perfectly lines up, still rises east, sets west. So here's the important things to know. Number one, like I said, always rises in the east, sets in the west. And throughout the year, the general path of the sun is going to change a little bit. Like you can see here, sometimes it's going to be up here, other times it's going to be down there. The details of that you don't need to know right now. For now, you just got to know that it changes. But we're going to start investigating some of those details. How does the path of the sun change throughout the year? And to do that, we're going to use a computer simulation. Let's check it out. Here's our simulation. To get to it on your own, you can either click the link at the top of your assignment on Google Classroom, or there's going to be an info sheet all about this simulation. The link will be there as well. So first, let's see what we're looking at. So this diagram should look very similar to the ones I was just showing you, but in 3D. You can see in the middle we've got a fictional city, and I'm guessing you can predict what that red glowing light is right there. Yeah, that's the sun. Now, let's see what information we can get from here. So if you look at the ground, you should be able to see some letters and numbers like N, E, N, E. Those are our directions. So we have north, south, east, and west. Now, south and west are a little hard to see, but lucky for us, we can change our angles. If you want to change your view, all you do is just click anywhere over here, hold the mouse down, and then when you move the mouse, you can rotate and see the simulation from different angles. If you ever get lost as to what angle you're looking at, check the bottom. That'll tell you this way is south, this way is west, that's north, that's east. All right. But this wouldn't be a great simulation if it just showed us this. There's a lot more we can do with it. And I'll say for now, these buttons up at the top, I'm not going to tell you about. Don't worry about them. But if you want to experiment with them, I highly encourage it because they can do a lot of cool stuff. But what we're going to be using today are these options over on the side. So I'm going to start with solar information. It's just telling us about this spot right here. I'm going to click on date and time. When you click on date and time, you can see it's currently set to March 21st, 10:30 a.m. If you want to change that, all you do is you move the mouse over the little line, and you'll see it kind of turns into those opposite facing arrows. Just click and hold, and when you drag the mouse, you can see it changes the date, and as we change the date, you should be able to see that that is affecting the path of the sun. Time works the same way. Click and drag, and you can go back in time or forward in time. And likewise, the simulation will change and the time will change. Note, this is military time. So 1520 is the same thing as 3:20 p.m. You can also change your geographical location. So if you click on that, you'll see our good friends longitude and latitude. Note, these use positive and negative numbers. Positive latitude is north, negative latitude is south. Positive longitude is east, negative longitude is west, and they work the same way. Click and drag, you can change your latitude, which you'll see is going to affect the path of the sun, and it's going to change your location on this map over here. Longitude works the exact same way. All right, now there's a lot to this, so we're going to be doing this for a few days to kind of learn more and more and more about how the sun works. We're going to start with the basics today. So when you check your Google Classroom assignment, it's going to be using this, and if you get stuck, go back, rewatch this part of the video, or check the information sheet. Oh, and last thing, if you ever click something, you're not sure what happens, you're like, oh no, what did I do? Just go refresh the page, that's this button up here, and it'll just reload everything, and it'll be back to just how you started. All right, let's wrap up. All right, everybody, that wraps up another week of remote earth science. So go to Google Classroom, finish that assignment, and then you're all good. I will say, some of the assignment involves taking screenshots of the simulation. So if you know how to do that, great. If not, I'm going to explain how that works right after this. But if you know how it works, no need to keep watching. All right, see you later, everybody. Okay, everybody, here's how we do screenshots. So depending on what computer you have, it might work a little bit different. So I'll tell you how it works on all types of computers. First, if you have a Chromebook, which if you have a Mesa laptop, you have a Chromebook. Here's what you do. You click Control and then this Switch Windows button. Once you do that, it'll take a picture of your screen and it'll save it in your Downloads folder. Once you have it, here's how you get it. So first you open up your files. If you do that, you should just click the bottom in the bottom left. You should be able to find it. And then you'll see this button that says Downloads on the side. When you click on Downloads, you should see your screenshot show up as a picture file. After that, you can either, to get it into Google Docs, you just open up the picture, hit Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste it into Google Docs, or you can just literally click the picture in your file folder and just drag it into Google Docs. That should work. Or if you open up the picture and drag the picture into Google Docs, that should work. But if it doesn't, copy and paste should always work. If you have a Mac, like an iMac or whatever, it's a little bit different. So to do that, you press Command, Shift, and 3. That will also take a picture of the entire screen and put it on the desktop. If you want to do a little fancier, you can do Command Shift 4, and then you can draw a little box and only take a picture of some of it, but that's a little fancier. And then once you take a screenshot, you should hear the computer make like a little camera sound. The screenshot should be automatically saved to your desktop. Once it's there, all you do is same deal. You can drag it into Google Docs or open up the picture, copy it, and then paste it. And finally, if you have a PC or a Windows computer, it's going to be a little different again. So all you got to do is press the Print Screen button. For that, it's not going to download a picture of it. It's just going to copy a picture of it, just like you would when you do Control-C. So once you hit Print Screen, it copies a picture of it, and then you just paste it into Google Docs where you want it. You can also do Control-V to paste it. However, some PCs don't have that button anymore. So if you don't see a Print Screen button or PRTSC, then what you want to do is use something called the snipping tool. Every Windows computer should have it automatically. That's a little bit more complicated, so I'm going to put a YouTube video up that's just going to explain the whole thing. All right, that should be all you need to know for taking screenshots. If you're having trouble, you can, like, YouTube has a bunch of other great videos telling you how to do screenshots, or just reach out to Mr. T or myself. We can help you out. All right, go check the work on Google Classroom and let us know if you need help. Bye.